In this video we'll be reviewing the HTC Sensation. So first of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to the 3 Network for sending us this phone to review, and at the time of making this video, this is HTC's highest end smartphone. This is available from the 3 Network for £35 a month on the one plan contract, and can go down to £27 a month for the Text 500 contract. You can also buy it pay as you go for £449.99. So this is an expensive smartphone. However, it is extremely powerful, so if you're looking for a really high-end smartphone, this is the one for you. Okay, so now take a look at the phone. Okay, so on the front of the phone, we have a 4.3-inch capacitive touchscreen that has a very good resolution of 540 by 960 pixels, which is extremely high resolution, and you'll see later that text and everything appears really crisp on the screen, and it reproduces colours really nicely. Inside here, we have a 1.2 GHz dual-core processor, so it should have no problem running through all the latest apps on this phone and without any juddering or lagging, which is really good. The phone weighs 148 grams, so it isn't the lightest smartphone. However, it does still feel very nice in the hand. It feels solidly built, and the aluminium unibody design makes it really nice to fit in your hand. So the aluminium comes around here with rubbery bits top and bottom, which make it really easy to grip, and it doesn't feel like you're going to drop it at all. At the top, we have a large speaker grille, which also contains a little red LED here that lights up when you charge the phone, and a VGA resolution front-facing camera. Down the bottom, we have 4 capacitive buttons: Home, Menu, Back, and Search. On the side of the phone, we will find 1 volume rocker and a micro USB charging connection. The top of the phone contains a 3.5mm headphone jack and a power on-off switch. On the back, we find an 8 megapixel camera with dual LED flash. This also supports up to 1080p HD video, 3 noise cancellation microphones, a speaker for the speakerphone and playing music through the internal speaker, as well as a microphone down here for picking up your voice when you're in call. This phone also includes in the box a 8GB micro SD card, and also has 1GB built in. It also has 768 megabytes of RAM, so you're not going to have any problem when running intensive or multiple apps at the same time. The battery life in this phone is also really good. It's on par with lots of other smartphones, so I've not had any problems there. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll turn it on to see the boot time. So you hold down the button, and interestingly this phone comes on when you release the button, not when you press it. And there. That is how fast it boots. Here's the phone switched on. You would have seen the customised 3 boot screen. So if you buy this on another network, you won't get that. You'll tend to get a different boot screen. However, you see how quickly this phone boots up. It's absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to do now is switch over to a darkened room where I'll show you all the on-screen stuff, how well it performs and things like that, because it's easier to see the screen in a darkened room. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we're now in a dark room with the HTC Sensation, so we should hopefully be able to see the screen a bit better. Okay, so first of all we will turn the phone on using the button on the top, and that's it on. And here's the lock screen. Now this is a very good lock screen, and it's been changed by HTC for this phone in their new version of Sense. So to unlock the phone, you simply pull this ring up, and it unlocks you. And the weather forecast does this little thing. However, this has a really neat feature, as when you're on the lock screen, you can put apps here that you want to be able to access quickly. So if you come in and you decide you quickly want to take a photo of something, you don't have to unlock it. You can just slide the app you want into this circle and it instantly launches it, which is a really nice feature. So we're now into the phone, and here's your home screen. You've got 7 of these in HTC Sense, and you can switch between them either swiping sideways, which provides a really nice cube animation and is really fast, or you can just pinch outwards and pick one you want. And this is extremely fast to do. This phone has no issues running Android, it's beautifully quick. So here's your nice clock widget with your weather forecast, which when you press, shows you a nice full screen weather forecast with all sorts of stuff in it. You can swipe up So just switch between different places. It's really nice and animated. So first, now take a look at some of the apps on this device and how it all runs. So here's your home screens, as you can see, as I showed you earlier. And it also runs really well with live wallpapers. It has no speed issues when running a live wallpaper. So to do that, we're going to apply that one. And as you can see, the phone still runs beautifully smooth. Now HTC have customised Android in a big way on their phones. So here we can see the top bar, but when you pull it down it's slightly different. It provides quick access to recently used apps, as well as quick settings, which lets you toggle all your sort of power stuff on and off. You can also use this very nice task manager, which lets you kill applications quickly or kill them all, and it's very fast to do that, and that's applied on the phone as standard. Now this is for customizing it, which is nice. You know, you've got all your sort of customization in there, as well as your phone button, which just provides a standard phone dialer interface, which you can hide the keyboard, and this will show recent calls. However, I've cleared that for purposes of this video. So we can now open up the apps, which are done through here, and this is our list of apps. Now they've changed this slightly, as I showed on a couple of other phones, but as you swipe down it goes through pages like that. So this is good in the sense that it sort of makes it much easier to find what you want. However, it means if I wanted to go from the top to the bottom, I can't just swipe it once like you do on other phones and it would scroll right to the bottom. You have to swipe it a few times. However, I do quite like this. You can also choose between all your applications, favourite or frequent use applications, as well as applications you've installed. So we'll now go through some of these apps. So you've got Adobe Reader, which for PDFs, and Explorer, which I installed, as well as Angry Birds. You've got a calculator, which is fairly basic, and seems to have a slight issue with centering numbers. However, I don't know if that's by design, but it doesn't look it. You should also be able to see how good this screen looks. Calendar, call history, camcorder and camera, which I'll show you just now. So when you're in the camera or camcorder apps, you can switch between the camera or camcorder by doing this button here. So you don't need to go out and in again. The camera is very good. So as you can see here, we have this zoom slider, which lets you zoom in and out very nicely. Although it is digital zoom, so it will lower the quality of your video. This here switches between the front facing and rear facing cameras. So if I wanted to press that, that's now switched to the front facing camera, which is quite cool. Obviously you can't see anything because I'm in a dark room, but that would show the front facing camera. This lets you turn the flash on and off and toggle it. It won't let me use it because it's too dark. However, it's a really good bright flash, as you'll see in a minute. Here we also have some nice image effects, as you can see, which allow you to choose no effect, distortion, oops, it's gone away. All these different effects I'll flick through for you. And these are all done in camera, which is really nice. Okay, so what we'll now do is I'll show you some video and photos taken on this phone. Okay, so the first photo here came out really nicely. Everything's in focus, and it was in quite dull lighting, however it came out nicely. The second one also came out quite nicely. However, I did find it quite difficult to get the focusing perfect on this, as you do have to hold the phone quite still to get it to come out sharp. However, once it focuses, it's really nice. This one was also done nice and up close, however it came out really well. And this one was taken in a completely dark room using only the LED flash, which also came out absolutely fantastically. Okay, so now I'll show you some video on this device, so here it is. Okay, so this is a test of the video quality on the HTC Sensation. This is taking it in 1080p, which is a top quality setting. You should hopefully also be able to tell the audio quality from this video. Okay, this is a test of the audio quality on the HTC Sensation. This is through the internal microphone and been recorded with the supplied voice recorder app. Okay, so as you've seen, the camera is absolutely fantastic. However, you do have to hold it very still to get a good photo that doesn't blur. As far as the call quality on this phone goes, it's absolutely fantastic. The other person always sounds very clear, and they have had no problems hearing me, which is really good. Okay, so now we'll take a look at the web browser on this, which is accessed through the internet app. Pressing that opens it up, which also hides your top bar, which is nice, so it allows you to get a full screen of browsing. So we'll go to our website, like that. That'll load up. I'm currently running over Wi-Fi at the moment as I struggle to get a 3G connection inside here. However, as you can see, it loads nice and quickly, even despite my slow connection. And there we go. So here's the site. Now, it's quite hard to see, however the resolution of the screen is really good, and it is technically possible, would be possible to read that text fairly easily, even on the fullest zoomed out level. And by zooming in, it becomes really crisp and clear. Using the site is also very responsive. Zooming is absolutely perfect, no issues there. And this is even on a very heavy web page. We can also access flash sites, so if we can go into one of our flash videos and run that. As you see, the video is still running quite smoothly there. So as you see, it plays flash video absolutely perfectly through the browser. So before we do the rest of the stuff, I'm just going to use the task manager to kill any of the apps I was using. Make it a bit faster. And now we're going to test game performance. So for this, we have obviously got Angry Birds, which you'll see launches up nice and quickly. A lot quicker than other phones. And this big screen on this device makes it really nice to play games such as this. So we're going to go and play a game, so go to level 3. And as you can see when playing this, the phone runs really quickly, and there are no issues in getting this game to run nice and smoothly. No stuttering or lagging at all, it's really good. Okay, so that's that. And now we're going to run a benchmark on this phone. So to do that, I'm going to use the app called Quadrant Standard, which is here. I'm going to launch that. Okay, and now run the benchmark. So this benchmark will take a little while to run. However, I'll come back when we're doing the graphic benchmarks, because this is a lot more interesting to watch. You can see how smooth it runs stuff. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so here we have the graphics benchmarks, and as you can see they are running really smoothly. Just look how smooth that runs. We're getting fantastic frame rates, as you can possibly see and make out in the corner of the screen. What's also interesting is the actual benchmarks on things like the processor ran much quicker than I've seen on other phones, showing the performance of this phone. See, look at that, 60 frames a second in this animation, which normally can slow down on other cheaper phones. So this shows that this phone should be able to run even quite graphically intensive apps with ease. Okay, so that's that, so we're going to send them in, and there we go, right up here at the top. So here we get this fantastic score, way above the Nexus S, HTC Evo, Droid, all of that stuff. Really high up, that's right at the top of the list. So that does just show how well this phone performs, and that this really is a top-end device. You also get a few other nifty apps on this phone, such as SoundHound, which can tell you the name of a song that you're listening to, Twitter obviously, YouTube and Facebook. You also get some different apps such as Mirror, which enables your front-facing camera to act as a mirror. Unfortunately, obviously you can't see anything on this because, well, we're in a dark room. But if you could see something, oh there you go, you can see the screen on the camera in the corner there. So this shows video through the front-facing camera, which is also fairly good quality, although not nearly as good as the rear-facing camera. You can also adjust the brightness on that. Now we'll also look at music quality. So here we've got some music in here, and this will be played through the internal speaker so you can hear the quality of it. Okay, so the sound quality is really good. However, it does become muffled if you cover the speaker. However, due to the placement of the speaker, that's not an issue because you're unlikely to move your finger over it really in regular use. Okay, so there's the HTC Sensation. As you can see, this is an absolutely fantastic high-end phone. However, it is very expensive. So if you're looking for a basic phone, you're not really looking to do much on it, you maybe phone people, maybe play with a few apps, this is maybe a bit too high-end for you. However, if you really want to get into your phone, you know, use lots of apps, complex games and stuff, I want it to run really well for a good few years to come. This is an absolutely fantastic phone, and it is really powerful. Quality is absolutely fantastic as well, and it is definitely one of HTC's best phones. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. You can also visit our website at review-this.org.